Hey, Caleb Rule here, back with another unsolicited customer experience feedback session, this time for ProtonVPN. I call it unsolicited customer experience because nobody asked for this, but hopefully you find this a little bit entertaining, amusing, or at the very least, thought-provoking, right? Want this to be a valuable use of your time, and so with that, let's just dig in, right? ProtonVPN, if you don't know, it's one of the leading competitors. There's NordVPN, there's some others that are out there for essentially hiding your online activity. That's kind of what a VPN does. This market's exploding. As users and buyers like myself, or maybe like you, we're tired of being tracked, right? I use uBlock Origin standard on everything. I use Firefox as my default browser. You can see that on screen. For some of these reasons, a VPN is really the next step to be able to browse anonymously online. And so I thought ProtonVPN would be interesting to just kind of dig into their website. And also we have a tab open to see what their Google experience is. If you search for their branded term, especially in the SaaS space, branded terms tend to carry a lot of weight. You'll just look them up by who they are, probably not looking up some different content. So with all of that being said, let's dig in, right? This is what happens when you come to the website, what you see on a desktop. Protect yourself online, strong, high-speed Swiss VPN that safeguards your privacy. I appreciate the fact that it throws in Swiss. There is this mystique around, like a Swiss bank account that kind of makes me think James Bond type movies. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you're now judging me hardcore, but I actually like the fact that it's kind of in there, right? Especially when you're thinking about protecting. You think about Switzerland, you think about neutrality. So get it now, 30-day money-back guarantee. Those are all good things. Not crazy about what happens, and I'm going to move my face slightly, but if you see here in the bottom left, actually, if I click here, it would take me to a pricing page. So that's actually not getting ProtonVPN now. It's taking me to a pricing page. You have a call to action up here, create a free account. I would change this button, just create, get it now. Do it for free. If you want them to experience and try before they buy, if you're that confident in your product, make your primary CTA call to action that. Just create the free account. You don't even need it up here. Just put it right here front and center. So I think that's a bit of a miss. We'll get to the pricing page here in a second, but that to me does not make sense as a call to action. I'm assuming, without actually using the platform, that this is kind of what the product looks like, which I think is strong. Why use VPN? Obviously, talking to one of the challenges that a VPN server provider would have, which is convincing someone that they need it, right? So you first have to get over that hurdle of, okay, why do I even need something like this? So security, privacy, freedom. I do wish it was a little more customer centric. Our secure VPN, we created Proton. I think there's ways to rewrite some of this text to be a little more you-centric instead of us-centric, to be a little bit more customer focused. Like privacy, keep your browsing history private. I honestly might include a line break right here to give just that first oomph a little bit of space to breathe. Privacy, keep your browsing history private. Okay, why? Why do you need that? What benefit do I get from that? Enables internet without surveillance. Maybe start with that, right? You're kind of bearing the lead a little bit. Again, nothing major, but all of the, if every digital touch point matters to the prospect experience, then every touch point matters. Internet security for everyone. Okay, free VPN, easy to use, fast VPN speeds, multi-platform support, stream from anywhere. I might actually change some of these, but I would question what's most important to a potential user, because already, as we're scrolling, most people aren't getting, I would say maybe half the people aren't getting down here. Now, I don't have Hotjar information or Crazy Egg or Microsoft Clarity or anything. I don't have access to that data. But knowing how people scroll, number one, they scan, they don't read. Number two, people typically just don't scroll. A lot of people do not. So we've already lost maybe 20 to 40% of the visitors who have come to the homepage here. So can I convince them to read more? There may be a way to present this information where it's a little bit more concise and to the point. I might put stream from anywhere up here as well. Easy to use is just this generic blah kind of thing. Of course, it's easy to use. It has to be easy to use. Fast speeds, now that one I might put right up front. And if you have free, if you've talked free here at the top, then you don't need to put it down here, so you can be a little more upfront. But anyway, scrolling down, let's see what other we say. Like this full server list. If you've just talked up above about why you need it, and you're clearly trying to convince people to do this, that they need a VPN to begin with, then maybe pull this, maybe explain a little bit as to what's the benefit of a global server network. I do understand it actually kind of mentions this. This ensures that there's always a high bandwidth server nearby, no matter where you are connecting from. Instead of putting the headline as global VPN server network, if I'm an uninformed, I think VPN might be for me, but I'm not in the know, I don't speak techie, then maybe I would just say, always a strong connection. There are, I'm clearly real timing this, but I think there's a simpler way to put this where it's speaking a little bit more in layman's terms, where you can then use a little bit more tech-centric language here. That's good. P2P support, I'm assuming is peer-to-peer, but acronyms without knowing, 10 Gbit, I'm assuming that's gigabit servers. GB at capital, again, speaking in terms of lowest common denominator language, so you can try to convert the most amount of people. These are fine. Again, that goes to the pricing page, not crazy about this. I kind of like this, which is that we are the scientists, engineers, and cryptographers who built ProtonMail. That gets my attention. Cryptographers, okay. That's a value prop, actually. I might move this higher on the page to get somebody's attention. And the world's largest encrypted email service. Why am I only reading that now, this far down the page? I'd pull that up as well, because that's some good social proof. If you can justify that, like a CNET article, TechCrunch, or something else out there, that would make this even stronger, right? Because you can claim to be the world's largest, but I'd like to see a proof point there. Unique features for, okay. So these might be speaking to someone who's a little bit more understanding of what a VPN is. I would actually pull this higher as well. Swiss-based, no log spot. So I would probably do it. Headline, I would speak to the Swiss-based immediately, to be honest with you, because I think if we're going to scroll all the way back up, hope you don't get whiplashed, high-speed Swiss VPN, we've got that front and center. Okay, why use VPN? I might right below this say, why us? To be honest with you, why use a VPN, security, privacy, freedom? Why us? Swiss-based, no logs. We don't log squat, right? And there's ways to be able to do that. And then, maybe I would pull up point 3 if you want to stick with a 3-column kind of layout right here. I might say the world's largest server network, right? And then you've already given your value proposition near the top of the page. And so more people will read it and ingest that information even quickly within 3 or 4 seconds, even with just one scroll on their phone or just one scroll instead of multiple scrolls down the page. So that's just a bit of a feedback on the homepage. Again, ProtonVPN is growing like crazy based on information out there. Let's look at their pricing page a little bit for everyone. See, you've got this. Yeah, see, you have this right here on the pricing page. Why don't you have it on the home page? But anyway, I would like to see where's pricing in US dollars. So I am US based. I assume you are offering US based as well. Free forever. So I understand what you're trying to do here. You're trying to convince people to sign up for the paid plan immediately. Why not? I'm going to move my face again. Why not? I would just get him in here. Yeah, get him into the free trial and then upsell within the platform itself. I'm sure you do already, but why not get him in and then they're already, you've taken out that friction in the buying journey. I think this could be significantly stronger. I appreciate the 30-day money-back guarantee, but I would say free forever. Sign them up, and then 7 or 14 days in, that's when you hit them with the upsell. Hey, here's what you get for just... €5 a month, or in this case, let me. Okay, so there's US dollars. It's buried. I would pull that up because I had to go find that. So I'm speaking $5 a month, right? And so then it would say, hey, just for $5 a month, guess what else you get? We'll protect your entire device at a time, right? You get all of these other things and live chat. If you're loving it now, you're going to love it way more if you just try this. And you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. I think that would make much more sense in terms of trying to get users into the system and then upselling once they've convinced themselves that the tool is awesome, right? Here, you're putting the onus on trying to convince them before they've tried. And so this experience to me doesn't quite match what might make sense for a user. Not a fan of the orphan word, but that's a minor thing. Could also just be my screen. 70 million people. I would poll. This is tough, right? So the irony is with privacy, you're saying, hey, we don't know who we're talking to at all. But if you need testimonials, you need to be able to quote them. So anybody can look at this and say, maybe it's a real person, maybe it's a completely fake testimonial. We're skeptical. Everybody is skeptical, as you should be, of what's online. So might use these a little bit differently. Now this should be on the homepage as well, right? Why is this buried halfway down your pricing page? Or maybe not halfway, but you get the point. This needs to be up front. Actually, I would put it headline and then bam, recommended by the experts. Go the social proof first. This is powerful right here. These are the testimonials that I would want up front. That to me, as somebody who is considering buying ProtonVPN, Times, CNET, Forbes, that gives it the oomph that goes, okay, trusted people have already taken a look at this, and that helps convince me to move on. This is in the wrong place, and it is absolutely buried, but it's powerful. So it just used properly, I think, could be a lot more. And then we kind of have some other stuff. I think the FAQ should be higher, significantly higher. But anyway, in terms of the menu as well, I will say, where does features take me? So it's a different page entirely. May or may not be needed. I don't know if I'd have the blog, to be honest with you. Nobody cares. That's just my candid feedback. I don't think I would ever click the blog to figure out if I want to buy the thing. I would rely maybe more on content development, trying to get out there, maybe with podcast appearances, maybe something else in terms of go-to-market awareness. I don't know if your blog is going to be able to drive too much what's going on. This universal header as well. You need it because you need the site in different languages, obviously, and you correctly have me as English. But yeah, I think you can take out blog. I think you can use this space a little bit better for business. Looks like it takes you to a contact us page based on the bottom left-hand screen as well. So let me just click on it. Contact our sales team. So, can you give me a little bit more of an idea of what this involves? I might put something for business here as well. This is personal. Maybe have a link to the business page here on the pricing page for more seamless kind of integration. So that is just quick hitting on a couple of pages on the ProtonVPN website. One last kind of thing that I like to do is look at, okay, if I Google you, what do I find? Love the fact that you have this information card off to the right. It's a VPN service. This is great. You have a Wikipedia page. That's awesome. If you can get that, if you're notable enough, there's a whole thing I could go down with the 5 pillars within Wikipedia. I have edited Wikipedia before at previous stops. High bar to clear and a lot of automation. So don't assume you're just going to be able to throw up a page if you don't have one. But you have it. Obviously, nobody's buying, looks like, or at least I don't have any ads. And I see lots of good star ratings as well. PC Magazine, awesome. Bam, bam, this is good. Your Twitter account's coming up. Have some other places, reviews. So that's pretty good. The related questions, now I'm curious. Is it trustworthy? Who comes up? You come up. And that is your secure VPN page. So that is the features page, isn't it? Yep. So that is the features page URL. So on that features page, doing some work here. Is it actually free? Free VPN, free versus paid. So that's a page on the site that clearly is doing some work as well. You have it maybe schematically marked up for SEO purposes. So this is good, right? You're actively addressing some of the related questions people are asking. I don't see any gap, at least, again, quick hitting. This is not the most in-depth thing, just spur of the moment. All in all, pretty good, right? It's I think that the headline "Protect Yourself Online" gets to the point. There is a reason ProtonVPN is growing by leaps and bounds. I do wonder, however, based on just walking through this page, the pricing page, and just seeing a couple of the conversion touch points, if it could not be made stronger to get people in and trying the tool first. So I think there's a couple of changes that could be made with potential serious revenue impact. If you find this interesting, leave a comment. Let me know who maybe I should look at next, or offer suggestions on what else you might like me to look at. Again, not throwing darts at ProtonVPN's team. So if you're a marketer over there, hi, you're doing great. Don't look at me and and hopefully this doesn't feel like throwing stones. And if you want something like this for your website, maybe even more in depth, I would keep it private, of course, then feel free to reach out. Caleb Rule, ruleyourcompetition.com. And my name is Caleb Rule. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this unsolicited customer experience feedback session for ProtonVPN. Until the next one.